So it has officially been 1 month since the biggest update in the entirety of CS2 so far, the Call to Arms update. Now, I'm still sad that this wasn't an operation, but it is what it is. It's Valve anyways, it's their decision. But anyways, in this video, I just want to explain the 4 aspects of the Call to Arms update. Arms race, custom sticker placement, new stickers, new weapon case and music, and finally the gameplay updates. And I just want to do a quick recap over the past month. What changed, how did it change, and really just anything substantial that changed since this update got released. And yes, I know it has officially been more than a month since this update came out. It's been technically a month and 8 days. But you guys know me, I'm procrastinating all the time, and I procrastinated making this video for 8 days. But anyways, let's get into it with the first thing that I want to explain. The player numbers. We see something that we really like to see. Because if you look down here, the first thing that we see over the last 30 days, a 60,000 player gain. Now that is pretty good. Now yes, we did also have that in December and also in September, but then again, these numbers have been like that. First of all, September because CS2 just got released, and also in December probably because of these 2 months and people just came back. But over the past little while, we only lost players in January, gained a couple in February, and finally over the past 30 days we gained 60,000 players. 60,000! That is an amazing amount. That is very good to see. Especially if you guys have like investments right now in CS2, you guys have like some items, like some cases that you guys have bought. If the player numbers goes up, generally speaking, the items that you have bought in the past, the price will go up. And we can see this also reflected in the charts themselves. Because if you look at like February 15th, Counter-Strike 2 was literally struggling to reach 1 million concurrent active players. But nowadays, like look at this, over the past 24 hours, the peak was 1.4 million players. That is a lot of players. That's very close to the all-time peak even. And if we look at numbers like 3 months ago, it gets even crazier because 3 months ago, you can see this in January, they didn't even reach 900,000 players, which is absolutely crazy. Now, yes, we did have some times where we got like 1.2 million, but we never had a moment over the past couple of months in which that we reached 1.5 million players, especially not yesterday. We got 1.5 million players almost yesterday. And yeah, that's the first thing. Overall, update is looking really great. As we can see, we have a general correlation. The update got released on March the 6th, and after that, the player number just kind of went up a bit. So overall, already looking very good. Now, next up, we have the Esports Fire 300 graph. For all of you guys investors watching this is probably the coolest thing that you guys will see in the entire video. Pretty much, for those of you guys who don't know, the Esports Fire 300 graph is pretty much 300 of like the biggest skins and items in CSGO, and they just divide it by 300 and they just put the average of their prices in this chart. So pretty much it's all of the prices of 300 of the most popular skins in CSGO combined together into one neat chart. So overall, it gives us a pretty good understanding of how the CS market is doing. And looking over here, looking at this chart, you guys can immediately tell. It went from 32,000 at the beginning of the month to now sitting at 35,000, which sure might not seem like that big of a deal, but you've got to realize that's still like 10%. That's how much like the stock market appreciates in like an entire year. And also, on top of this chart, if you look at the 3-month chart, we see that it was sitting at 30,000 just 3 months ago, just a quarter of a year ago. And I don't need to tell you that that's some pretty good growth. $5,000 in 3 months time, that's pretty good. And also, overall, if you look at most cases right now in CSGO, you can see that those charts are also, just as the Esports Fire 300 graph, going up, and up. So that is really good news, especially once again if you have stuff invested in this, but also if you're a regular player, because this means that normal people, on top of there being more casual players probably, also the non-casual players are buying up more items, and also the casual players. So pretty much what this means is that demand is at an all-time high right now. Supply is also going to be at an all-time high now because the player counts are so high. And overall, this is just good for the community. Now, a couple more things that I want to look at. First things first, the kilowatt case. Obviously, it got released a bit ago. So now let's just see the price change. So if you look at the all-time chart, which is, like I said, almost pretty much a month, well, we can see that it started at $7.43 and now it went down 70% to $1.94. And you guys might be wondering, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? And the answer is not really any of them. The reality is that this is just how most cases are in CSGO. At the beginning, there are like $7 redos, then their price goes down, 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 and then it goes down until it gets to like 10 cents or something, like 20 cents, as we saw with the snakebite case. So yeah, nothing much to say about this. The price is going down at a pretty good pace, good rate. It's not going down too fast, it's not going down too slow. This is a good thing. And next up, let's look at the knives, the cookery knives. Now, there's a lot of knives over here. We're going to look at, in my opinion, the one that looks the best, the fade knife. Yes, the case hardened knife also looks good, but I'm just going to look at the fade knife. And now looking at the fade knife, we see a graph that looks something a little bit like this. As you can see, it started at around about $2,000. It got to $2,000 actually, and now it's all the way down to 1,500, which for a knife is really good. Because it's not like a normal item in which that, a normal item, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of these items on the market right now. But if you look at the offers sold, only 13 knives have been sold in the entirety of this month, or in the entirety of the history of the knives being out there. So yeah, for a minus $300 one, it'll probably just keep on going low and low over the years, and overall, it's also a good sign. Next up, the AK-47 Inheritance, a really cool looking skin, which in my opinion, it looks just as good in Battle Squad as Factory New. As you can see, the 0.0, it literally looks like the exact same as the 0.80 Battle Squad. Can like barely see any differences. If anything, I like the Battle Squad more because look at it. It doesn't make it the colors any less white. And also, I just like the cracks. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Let's look at the all-time chart. Minus $300, minus 54%. That is, once again, around about what we want to see. From $700 to $312. That's good. That's what we want to see. And overall, it's just a good thing. Next up, with the Chrome can, which this one actually does go pretty bad in Battle Squad condition. You can see just the fading. It's just like barely fading at the Battle Squad condition. But anyways, looking at the short, we see just around about the same thing, a little bit worse than the inheritance. It's not keeping its price as much. As you can see, the inheritance was at 54% loss. This one is at a 61%. So it means that this item just has slightly less demand and people want it slightly less than the AK inheritance. But still, from $800 to $287, it's not too bad. It's not the worst. It could be worse. And next up, one of my favorite skins. I think this pairs perfectly if you have the Wild Lotus 2, which I know most people don't. And also, it looks pretty bad in Battle Squad condition, but not that much. It just looks a bit more metallic, I guess. But anyways, now looking at the price chart, we can see that I went from 138 doubloons to just around about $50 reduce, which is a 54% loss, which is just around about as much as the AK-47 inheritance. Actually, like pretty much exactly the same, which makes sense because in my opinion, I like the skin. A lot of people, I'm guessing, also like the skin, so this skin retained its value. And now for the most interesting one, the Zeus X27. This one is kind of a wild card. We don't know if it'll perform well or bad because it's obviously not a skin that we most likely see. We don't usually have a Zeus skin in CS2. Now, like for most other skins, the battle squad condition, it looks pretty mid over here. At least it doesn't get rid of the Zeus, but it gets rid of like his abs and stuff, and even his hair. But anyways, looking at the price right now, we see a 51% decrease, which is actually very, very good for this, from $88 to around about $31. Now, 51%, as you guys can see, that is less than the inheritance, that is less than the Black Lotus, and that is less than the Chrome Cannon. So pretty much what this means is that the Zeus X27, people are willing to spend $80 reduce on this. But for something like the Chrome Cannon, people are not willing to cough up 845 doubloons for this skin. If you have something like the Black Lotus, it's like it's a bit iffy, you know. They're like, maybe not $100, but for like $70, $80 reduce, yeah, sure, I can do that. And same thing for the Inheritance, except of obviously bigger numbers. They're willing to buy for like 300. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, if you guys didn't know, I want to inform you guys, this Copenhagen 24, the Copenhagen 2024 stickers have been officially released, I guess. They've been leaked only, but the pass has been released, and yeah, the major's coming up soon, so. But anyways, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below if you guys enjoyed. Please comment if you have anything to say, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I am out. Peace.